or at the quantity, but you're saying that you found a use that's profitable, so you can go buy up fine sand and make a profit. Is there a large demand for aquariums? Because the problem with the aquariums is I assume I can only sell like a couple a month. And like when I generate fine sand, like I don't know the level you're desynthing to, but like when I do something like materia shifting for profit or desynthing for profit, I don't just do it once or twice. Like I do it like to test the materia video. When I made that, I bought 3,000 materia, 4,000 materia the first day that I did it, and I did it every day for a week. So I went through 10 or 15,000 materia easy.
We've got Save the Queen, Blades of Gunhilder updates.
At those quantities, a lot of things just fall apart.
I hope they show it off. New large-scale encounter Bozjan Southern Front. This is kind of one of the real big pieces of content. Oh, he doesn't know where to start. Band together with up to 72 players and assist the Bozjan Resistance in their mission to rout the 4th Imperial Legion. This is the battle content. I've been just like, and this is not their equivalent to Baldician Arsenal. This is something like that is like,
yeah, they said 5/4s when we get the real Baldician Arsenal. So this is just the taste. Jiraj, thank you for hitting that member button. Thank you for joining us.
All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy your new emotes.
Who's the one guy you would sleep with? John Stamos.
Did we just become best friends?
We just become best friends. Yep.
Then whichever you said that I missed it there when the slide changed, that you make money off of vendor items. Just be aware that on vendor battle items, it seems like they're starting to consolidate vendors. So it seems like in general, we're starting to get to the point where like, as people have consolidated Poetics vendors and stuff, the demand for gear gaps is going to drop.
So they say you can focus only on the story quest to take on extra challenges. The decision is entirely up to you. So you can focus on story quests, or you can take on additional challenges on how you actually do your relic this time. So it's giving you tons of options. And guys, also just kind of thanks to be sure to welcome Derry into the members club here. It's so nice. One way you can support the channel is by sharing out the videos and hitting the like button. Like that goes over so well. And then the other way is like we want to make sure membership was open to everybody at any level if they choose to do that, and that's why the level 1 starts at just like $1. So thank you guys, whether you're supporting with membership or you're sharing out the videos. You guys are incredible. Oh man,
there will definitely be an optimal path to Bozja, like leveling up in there the fastest and getting the most out of it in the shortest amount of time. And there will be encounters and things that they want you to take part in at least once. But they're trying to say, like, if you don't want to do the optimal path, or maybe you just don't want to do the optimal path today, that there need to be other options, especially for people who want to go grind multiple relics. Maybe you grind your main in Bozja and you love it, but then when you start working on job 2 or 3 or 4, you're like, okay, well, let's go change it up.
Right.
Yeah, they've made crafting a lot easier.
The whole reverse search thing for crafting, I was like, that is exactly what I've been needing. So a disciple or war magic at level 71 or above is required to enter. Players are free to change jobs and form parties once inside the instance. Can you level up doing this content? Please let you level up. Because if you can join at 71,
yeah,
that would be massive.
That's your last 10 levels you're asking for.
Right. It'd be cool but everything kind of in this game starts at 71.
Now keep in mind, guys, like the first part of the relic has already dropped for both crafting and battle, and it's all single player. So you have until now, from now until roughly, until 5.35. So that's like a month and a half after the 11th. So you have until now and like the end of September to get that single player thing done. It's a wonderful experience, but because it's single player, it's not time sensitive. So just do it whenever you get time and enjoy it. It's a wonderful experience. I really enjoyed it, but I don't think you need to rush back to do it because it's not like a raid where like if you wait too long, the experience is different. It's a single player experience. It'll be there whenever you're ready. But try to have it done prior to 5.35.
You get experience. Yeah,
cool.
Frick.
Cool. offering players another option for leveling. Man. So right now we're talking about Bozja, the new relic grind, the new Eureka. Very different than Eureka, it sounds like, but kind of.
Oh man.
We didn't get a deep dungeon, so we didn't get a Heaven on High or anything like that. So there's been this gap in the experience because in Stormblood, you couldn't go into Eureka, but you had Heaven on High. You had a deep dungeon experience. Now you don't. So with a lack of deep dungeon, this really fills a hole.
Upon entering, you're going to be level synced to 80, and your gear will be synced to 430.
I think there was an MSQ requirement to do the first quest to this, and you have to do the first quest to this. But I don't think it was much. Like I think if you're somebody who's been playing even remotely active,
right now it looks like it's level 71 or above is required to enter this instance. So there might be something you have to do. Obviously, get to Shadow.
I think this actually isn't a part of it. I think you had to clear most of Stormblood because there's like characters that are present in the Bozja storyline that you're going to kind of need to know who they are and like why they're there and things like that. So
this is, again, just for everybody's knowledge, coming with patch 535, which probably might be at the end of September, maybe early October if we see some delays. And Victor, thanks for hitting that subscribe button. Welcome to the workforce. This is oh man, if they went and made that change also to Eureka, I would be Eureka-ing right now. I'd be like, ending stream.
If you're in Shadowbringers, I think you're fine. I think it was all stuff from Stormblood that was required, but I don't remember. I'd have to look that up. But it was gated. It was Orbone Monastery. That's right. Thank you, FF. You're right. It was Orbone Monastery. You had to clear Orbone Monastery at the end of Return to Evil East. I knew it was something. There was something that people were running right before we got the last stuff.
And thanks for the follow, JR. Welcome to the workforce.
It's really cool that everybody will be synced up. So it will feel a lot like a Heaven on High experience where you have skills that are not yours. Like you have effectively gear that's not yours because you'll be synced up to 430.
You can use
mounts can be used immediately.
No flying though, which is great because they explored this whole zone.
That's so different than Eureka, where the mount thing was something unlocked. Whoa.
Yeah, when somebody subscribes here and on Ginger Prime, I'm like, welcome to the Soul Force. Oh yeah. Adam and Florin, welcome guys. You made a 4 million because of what we said on State of the Realm. Boom, baby. We're happy to help Don. Objectives in the Bozjan Southern Front. You're breathtaking.
People send me like success stories on how much money they've made, and it always tells me like, so when I make a guide, I literally do it just long enough to test the math, and then I move to the next thing.
Yeah.
And so like, I'll make 10 million, 30 million, something like that, and then I'll be like, okay, it works, and I'll put out the guide and move on. And then like, I got a message on one of my guides. He goes, I've been doing this for 6 months, and I've made 250 million. And I was like, what? Because I only did it for like 2 or 3 weeks and then gave up. And I was like, oh my God, I never even thought about just not stopping. And what do you do with 250 million?
I don't know. Try to control the market, maybe? So then, okay, so
it's
you do battle.
It's hard to do because of the way retainers work.
With sufficient metal, you raise your resistance rank to help the front lines push forward, and then you can storm Castrum Lacus Latori.
Cool.
Heck to the yeah.
This is gonna be awesome.
Freaking frick.
So Nova, the problem with houses is not money. I've had enough money for houses for a while. The problem is there is no houses to buy.
And
Christopher,
thank you,
welcome.
Chris. Yeah.
It's been a lot of crafting changes. Right now they're going over Bozja stuff, which is exciting. So this is all relic. So yeah.
Look at those.
This has been a great second half.
Skirmish
the second
is
half is
critical.
not this eventful.
Oh, dude.
But this is why we stayed for it. We knew after 5.5 months this might be there.
Metal cannot be gained from
so
killing enemies
last
outside.
I spent How much did I spend last time, Brian? We didn't have the gear last time as a group to run, and so I just bought everybody gear until we were running as a group of 3, and I just bought us all gear until
you spent like 15 million or something like that, maybe less.
It wasn't bad. It didn't feel. I mean, it was a lot, but
right now prices in the market are so depressed. Like I went and bought like a bunch of stuff, and I was like, I barely spent like I think 30K. I mean, I'm talking about like right now the markets are seriously depressed. People are just
guys, I would say the thing to go buy is go buy stacks of fish that are selling below vendor. Stacks of fish selling below vendor, because if they come out when you start to desynth it, if you end up not liking the desynth, you can always go to your retainer and vendor them and make back your initial investment. And then you can desynth it, and if that desynth turns out profitable, you're sitting on this immense hoard of free material. I mean, it's literally free because you can always sell it for more than you paid.
So when do we think we're going to get Ishgardian housing, Chris? I'm thinking 5.5.
Yeah, I think it'll be I think we will have restored Ishgard and we'll have new housing going into the expansion.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Clarence.
Because they said we're going to have to build it for it. My big thing is I would love for us to build a community garden so that everybody had access to farming, because people always say they want houses because of farms, which when I go visit people's houses, the farms are never in use. And like every time I see them on stream, they're never in use. So that tells me like that's a limited thing. Like when you first get a house, you farm a lot and then you never use it again. So giving people a community garden that they could use, and then that way they at least kind of get it out of their system, would I think take away a lot of the people who don't necessarily want the glamour side of housing. At least you can't fix the glamour side without giving people a house, but you can close that farming gap.
So you can only increase your metal inside of skirmishes, or essentially kind of the bigger fights they showed off. I forgot this name already, but regarding skirmishes, these are basically similar to fates. They're initiated randomly in the field, and there's going to be no limit to the number of players that can participate, and that's going to reward meddling commensurate to contribute to the battle. So we want to be like rocking out fate after fate after fate. Players are going to also receive lock boxes, which can be appraised and receive various rewards. I like that system. I like when you make the fates valuable to run, even if it isn't a lockbox that is a random roll. You know, it's like, yeah.
I would try to start with Shadowbringer's fish first. A lot of them don't have a use and they sell below vendor. And they'll turn into the highest quality crystal, because that's what you're going for. You're going for those water crystals. So don't buy the lowest level fish. Start at the highest and work your way down.
Man, this is exciting. Metal will be adjusted to the contribution one that is doing beating the skirmishes, and yeah, cool. There's somebody in your FC with max skill. Yeah, it's definitely possible. Definitely possible to hit max skill. It's like a high score for crafters, I guess. Now that they have rankings, that's another kind of whole sub-game system. I wonder if they will overlap with some of the Eureka rewards. I think essentially if you just increase that loot pool, it ends up being kind of interesting. Maybe I love how they do it in Destiny 2. If you guys haven't been playing the current season, you can actually you have your engrams, and in the new season you can focus them. So you can say, I'm really looking forward to a reward that's in like this tier or this pool, and you can get like currency, as you play and etc. So you can kind of focus that. But I think if they ended up having a massive pool of rewards, then I would say it definitely helps to say focus it on maybe something I'm after for a chance there. Otherwise, the pool's so big it can be frustrating. Or you could just roll on everything. Go ahead, Chris.
With all the new gear coming out, there's going to be a new push for Materia. Go watch my Materia guild guide. You'll make crazy money when a new patch drops around that guide, and it comes back every time. That guide is always valuable when there's new content. It's especially valuable at the beginning of an expansion, but it's always valuable at the beginning of a new patch cycle.
Oh yeah, so and then critical engagements. You have skirmishes, and then they have the critical engagements. So you get the critical engagement when a battle is basically special conditions have been met, much kind of like Eureka, where it's like you can do kill these things,
certain bosses. Yep,
exactly.
People will find out how to game that. 100%. People will manually trigger them.
Hey Leon, how you been? Thanks for being a member for a while now. It looks like your dragon is out and about. So you can king. So to catch you up, you can participate in battles. There's multiple paths, or you can focus in on story. So you can do story to get your weapon, and if you want to, like, basically it's kind of up to you. You can do story. You can also engage in the content as you will. Plus, you can use this to level up other jobs starting at 71. So I think that's incredibly awesome. And then week, welcome to the workforce. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button.
So metal is just the name of our new currency, right?
It's, yeah, in a way. I think it's something that builds up your resistance rank in this way, which helps add on to this. So, okay. So more stuff on the critical engagements. Only a limited number of players can actually participate with encounters ranging from 24 to 48 people, and this is designed to be intense battles that take place in the field, comparable to dungeons or raid bosses.
You're going to queue up for these guys. So you're going to queue up and it's going to randomly pull people in. I assume it would pull a whole group in.
And it's going to randomly select. So if a bunch of people queue, it's going to say, you get to do this.
And it's going to just fill it up. Minimum of 24, max of 48. Well, it says, so I mean, it said the way they phrase it, it sounds like that. I mean, it's kind of the same issue with the Ishgard fates, right? Not everybody can get in. There's just a cap eventually. Now, when it gets really crazy when you trigger the bonus stuff. So they should go into this in a second. Because the bonus, what happens at the end is just absurd. So first, you're going to trigger the engagement. And you're going to fight back the efforts of the Imperial Legion. And you're going to be notified regardless that there's this fate type thing going on, and resistance forces have initiated an engagement. Go do that. Now, once you trigger that, once that triggers that fate, you'll have a limited time to request deployment. That's where you toss yourself in queue. So you toss yourself in queue, and it's going to try to fill up those 48 spots. And Diane's saying this sounds like another BA. It does, except for the fact that they said that their answer to BA is not till 5.4. So this is just them stretching their legs. They're going to do something even bigger in the future. So then you request to participate, and you would like your chance, at least out of the gate when this first drops in 5.35. This is going to be hard to get into. Now, as the weeks go on, it'll get easier because the number of people. But at first, this is going to be rough. So just go in with that expectation.
Welcome, Biscuit Knight. Thanks for hitting the subscribe button.
That period's going to end, and then players who were chosen will be given the option to be teleported right into the instance within an instance. So we're going to instanceception here. We assume it might be public, and then there will be a brief prep, just like pre-dungeon, where you can kind of form up your parties and discuss strategy. I assume if this is really hard, that people will set up servers of some kind. I don't know.
Thanks, Joe. So it's, instead of material, it's material. Materia?
Materia.
Okay.
Yeah. You say materia, right?
I say it every way wrong, and it drives me nuts.
Thanks for the $2.
Thank you so much for the support, man.
Yeah, so then we'll prepare, but I assume it will be mostly people talking crap and saying you don't pay my sub.
This is a celebration.
While one or two people try to explain the strategy for the fight who've done it like 9 million times, and then once you wipe, if it lets you do it again, I assume then everybody will listen. But that's just based on my previous experience of new raids. Maybe this will be totally different. Now from there, I don't know if they're going to go into this. You'll clear the encounter. And when you clear the encounter, there's a chance to trigger, I don't know what the conditions are, but you can trigger a bonus event on top. And that is where one person from the raid who performed really well will be put into a single player ultimate fight, one-on-one with the general. And everybody else in the raid gets to watch. That's what was rumored. Like that's what it sounded like they were going to do. So I was hoping they would go more into that to kind of explain how that would work.
420 likes.
Because I have more questions.
No more
than
likes,
answers.
guy. Oh, damn, we're at 421. I was like, we were shooting for 500. Somebody said that goal earlier, but that's just so funny. I was like, hey, 420, I'll take it. It's just a funny number.
If you're in a party and you're not in the critical engagement, only the party leader can toss you guys in.
Okay, that's nice.
I mean, all of this is stuff that we're going to have to go over again at 5.35.
Man, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the person in the 1v1.
Yeah, okay, good. They're coming back into the slide here. So when the preparation phase ends, we're going to do the fight. So this is our chance to actually do the critical engagement. So we don't really know what these are going to look like. They're supposed to feel like raid bosses. So this is supposed to be like Baldesian Light, and then we're going to get like Super Baldesian next time. With Baldesian Arsenal, it sounds like to me being in between. So this sounds like it won't be as intense as Baldesian Arsenal is what they've made it sound like. And then they plan on one-upping Baldesian Arsenal in the future of this. Which seems to be one of the parts of Eureka that people really latched onto as that they enjoyed. They're trying to learn from Eureka, not replicate it.
Now, Streamlabs just dropped a link into chat, and again, no pressure, but we're 500 away from the goal for Ginger Gaming Radio. So that first link for Ginger Gaming Radio, if 50% of the people here haven't subscribed yet, be sure to click the link and subscribe and check out the podcasts that we got over there for you guys. That would really help me out a lot. But yeah, again, no pressure. I just want to keep reminding people out there, because oftentimes, like, the number one thing is like people are like, oh, I didn't know this. Like when people also find Ginger Prime, they're like, whoa, this sounds like Brian from Work to Game. I'm like, you are correct.
So you can change jobs inside of critical engagements. No, they have not put any word on housing decay timer being turned back on. I assume as long as there's COVID delays, they'll leave that off. As long as that's still delaying their development cycle, I assume they're still very acutely aware that there's people who aren't able to play right now. Maybe they have a job that is considered needed wherever they are or whatever.
Well, only you, Dark.
Or they're financially strapped and they have to subscribe because they're having trouble finding work. So
I need Dark on all my channels.
Sounds like we're gonna have yeah.
Man, I cannot wait for this content. This is exactly what I've been wanting in this game for a long time. And if they put some kind of effing leaderboard in this thing, freaking ching. Well, let's go.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, so players from outside will be able to watch. So it seems like this is going to be, it's not an instance within an instance. You're being tossed into a big fate, and then people will be able to see it going on.
That is amazing.
How cool is that? What is the tech that powers that? That's incredible.
I'm excited, man. You can see the wall and the barrier. That is going to be amazing.
Wow.
I think I did take off the mixer link. Is that still showing?
How neat is that? So you're
I might have it as a part of
from a technological standpoint, guys, this is the game that came out of ARR. Like just the tech to make that possible is nuts. Okay, here's the ultimate 1v1.
Yes. Will this surpass Eureka? It already has.
So cool.
Like the thing that I said about Eureka is that if they made it also leveling content, I would spend more time in it. This is also leveling content. So if there's a job I haven't hit 80 on, I don't have to pick and choose.
This is 5.35.
Yeah,
a month and a half after the 11th, roughly.
Boom, boom.
Roughly 6 weeks after the 11th. This is not August 11th content, guys. This is not August 11th.
October or late September.
This is late September, October-ish.
I think you're going to be really happy, Kane, with what you're going to get with the patch on the 11th and what we're going to get in September as well. But also be prepared to have to play like Crystal Chronicles or Avengers, or like just be prepared that you might be absorbed completely by this game in August, or you might be absorbed and then need and then come back at like various intervals. They've got a ton of stuff Square Enix wise rolling out. So
Admiral Buttloaf.
We'll have a full summary posted up for you guys today after this video goes up. You can actually rewind the stream, but this will be an unlisted stream once it's done. We'll highlight it so you can and kind of section it off for you guys as well.
So at the end of the encounter, somebody who did well is going to be given the chance to go into what yoshi-p previously called ultimate solo content, not savage, ultimate. Now he does picture like top level players not finding that impossible because they're already playing at that level. So it sounded like before. So
I wonder if it scales per job. Like, hey, you got tossed in as a scholar. Dadgummit.
This will only be somebody who performed well. So you'll have to like not get hit by a single AoE or something like that, is what he's saying. So you'll have to have done very well. Would be interesting if they were tying it to damage, because we have no way of measuring that. This will be somebody who did good in the encounter and then will be put into a solo thing, and we'll be able to watch it.
This cracked me up. Admiral Buttloaf, welcome to the workforce. And then Aaron, thanks so much. Alex Aaron, thanks so much for hitting that subscribe button too. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much.
437 likes.
Oh, and
yeah, if you'd said 500 at the beginning of this, I've been like, no way.
No way.
Don't get crazy. That was just their example, the no AoEs. Now, you can change jobs while inside a critical engagement. So if your party is struggling in something, that'll be something that can be adjusted.
Yeah.
So you're not going to just get screwed by the people who hop in not having the right comp.
Right.
And another reason to have more than one job north of level 71.
Yeah. And thanks for hitting that follow button, Black Pirate 121. Thank you very much. I really hope yoshi-p drops like the Xbox announcement today.
Now, there will be a special action system for this content, which will be similar to the Logos actions. But they did say previously that there's going to be, they're not saying it right now, that there will be no elements in here. Danish Viking. Thank you for hitting that join button. Welcome as a member.
Whoa, Danish, thank you so much, man.
I think I must be ahead of Brian.
Just I was going to grab because we're covering the Xbox event, so I was like, oh, let me go get the link. So if anybody wants to hang out for the Xbox event on actually tomorrow, I was getting that link, and then I came back and you said, hey, Danish, but I thought he just hit subscribe, but then I come in and he hit a member. So
Lava and Lilith are the heroes that hit subscribe.
Like I want, like my goal is like, you know, like I know like Twitch has got the $5 thing. It's like, nah, like I wish I could do $1 and like just $1, like just you know, volume. Like here you go, here's cool stuff.
Just invite people in.
Yeah.
Use those emotes.
Yeah, drop some emotes, Danish, and any member here, be sure to drop your emotes. We got some new ones, and we're gonna get some Final Fantasy branded ones as well that'll be worked on for later this year.
So Michael, like I don't know how Ultimate scales. So like basically, if they think of it as like if quests are your normal one, right? Those solo battles, and then you consider like soloing Heaven on High as like Savage in my mind or something. Is this just one step above that? Because they've said they considered it Ultimate, but they've also said that they think that the top level players will be fine in it, because you're not gonna be able to prog it, right? So you're not gonna be able to like fail it over and over and over. So it has to be something that people can clear, even though they've had very little practice. But it's meant to be hard, and it's meant to be a bonus.
Yeah. YouTube live pin message. How the heck did they do that? How to pin comments to live.
So they said that the tester you see in this screenshot, that all the people watching, all the other devs watching, were saying that he would die in 3 seconds, but he did not die in 3 seconds. He died in 12 seconds. And you will need the special actions if you want to win. This is not needed to complete the story. This is for what they're calling battle enthusiastic players. So once again, providing options, totally optional, but they're hoping everybody will at least give it a shot. So very, very, very cool. So I don't know what they mean by ultimate solo. Like, it will be the hardest of the solo content, but does that mean hard? Thank you for hitting subscribe, Chris.
So many Chris's. We're just collecting them.
The elbow cough looks like a dab emote. That's funny. Yeah, 48 players. Climb that ladder. Man, these screenshots are stunning.
Dude, I cannot wait.
You think these will be on the media site? Am I going to be able to get 4K versions of these?
These will all be in the media.
Because these 720 versions are not going to cut it for them.
No, not at all. But the media site should have a lot of
these are the sort of things we'll have in our thumbnails, guys. If you wonder where thumbnails come from, it's all of their lovely images that act as blurry backdrops.
Why does it not let me pin?
Gun, welcome to the workforce. Yeah, it's gonna be a bummer if people fail. Like, I don't know how many attempts they get or like how that works. Yeah, there's a few Chris's around. I very rarely go somewhere where there's not another Chris.
Nova Girl dropping some emotes. Thanks, Noah.
We'll have guides on everything that we can easily make guides on. The 1v1, like, I don't know how you get selected. So I don't really know how that works. And then it may be very class dependent, so it'll be really hard just to set the expectation there. But if there is something we can pass on, we will. If there are more requests for deployment than are permitted, participants will be selected at random. I assume if you're in a party, you're chosen as a party or not as a party. I assume they're not going to split you up since your party lead tossed you in.
Hey, WG, morning. Sorry, go ahead.
So they're saying, how are we? So that's what they're getting asked right now. Is they're getting asked, like, how are you going to? What is that selection process? It is possible to gain priority. So hopefully they have not made any news on Xbox. We have a Microsoft announcement coming up soon. Brian and I, hedging our personal bets, would say that that's a really great place to make that announcement if we had to pick a place. Now that we know it is coming to Xbox eventually, that would be the place to tell me when, if now is the time. They could wait till the next expansion. They could wait till after the Series X. There's other reasons to wait.
If nothing else, even if it's coming with Series X, like, tomorrow would be a really awesome time for them to make that announcement. Like last year where they announced PSO2. It's like,
what was that? What was that brief flash?
It is running on Xbox right now. Like, it is running on the Xbox One, has been for almost 9 months.
All right. So the way to gain priority, if you were one of the ones that contributed in the triggering rather than just standing around on the train, I assume that, so that's going to help you using special items that are obtained. So I assume those are things that'll help you kind of want to use currency. So then you'll want to be generating whatever that currency is, going and earning metal. So that will also help move you up that priority in the list. If you didn't do anything, you will still be allowed to participate if there's room. But once the max number of players is reached, those are the people that are going to get kicked off that list first. So in the first few weeks, expect that if you didn't contribute any of that stuff, there's not a chance. It's possible that you did contribute and you still don't get in. This is going to be crazy the first few weeks. But over time, that may get easier.
Lost actions, where we saw this with
It may have been his background.
Lost actions are specific to, if you saw some Gears of War. I love Gears of War, by the way. It is one of my favorite franchises besides Final Fantasy. So different overall, but the special actions that you can only use in the Bozjan Southern Front, much like we saw with the Eureka, crafted actions, etc.
Yeah.
Protect. It looks like Protect might be here. Come back to me, Protect. Can even revive players in battle. Nice.
Cool. Revive players in battle as a lost action. That's neat.
Yeah, and Stone Skin. Rep, Protect, and Stone Skin, guys. I'll never forget.
They're saying there's strong buffs in there as well. Cool. Well, so they said it was like Logos actions, FF. That's what they said earlier. They said picture Logos actions. But they've also said multiple times, don't picture this being a carbon copy. So it's neat to see what things will carry over and what things won't. There will be a lot that is borrowed directly from Eureka, but there will also be things that are unique. They said that if you do not have these actions, you will not beat the 1v1 engagement. The guy that lived only 12 seconds when they were testing it had all the actions and still died in 12 seconds. So it's gonna wreck people.
So you're gonna get these fragments to make these actions in the field. So by playing it, you're gonna get these fragments. You craft your actions, and your each action they're given weight. So you're gonna have to choose wisely what kind of build for the Bozjan frontlines that you want. Builds confirmed for at least this content. So man, I wish they would let Phoenix Down stack. I would love that. Oh my gosh, because then they're just an annoyance. Item. They're just an annoyance because you can only have one.
It's an iconic item that's just not used. It would be like if chocobos couldn't fight or be ridden. It's like, we got chocobos. It's like, no, you don't.
You think you do.
Get those out of the game.
You think you do, but you don't. But turns out you actually did. I think you got 15 minutes, Chris. Just I'll do the summary without you.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. I'm pulling up my work stuff, and I have until noon to finish the task that they assigned me. So like, depending on if they need me right at 9, I might be able to stick around for a bit. So we'll see. This is all really exciting. Yeah, I would love for chocobo ranks to be pushed up. That'd be cool.
I would love for anything, especially that has a cap, to have some kind of artificial, like, post game, where experience just wasn't wasted, etc. Just even if it was rewarding a lockbox of stuff that you could, that would have currency and, like, oh, here's some tomes and whatever.
So the lockboxes and the shards can drop from skirmishes and critical engagements, which are triggered by skirmishes, it sounds like, but also just from mobs out, field mobs out in the space. So cool.
Are they going to actually show it? Are they going to show us?
Live demo.
Yes.
Oh, come on.
Save the queen.
Do it.
So it is instance based. It is instance based. So they have category over on the side. I wonder what.
Oh, he's gonna zoom in so that he can show us, or so that he can hide something. One of the two.
So a detailed explanation that you can actually read in game. Okay.
Okay.
So I guess maybe different objectives or different areas. You will lose metal if you die.
Ooh.
So like the level down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked that about Eureka. I wondered if that would go away. Because I don't know if everybody liked it.
Yeah, well, you can, Bam says, yeah, you can carry 999 eggs, but one phoenix down. Oh my gosh, we might actually hit 500
I'll go
likes.
farm up. I'll go farm up, multiple stacks of 999 logs.
30 more people just need to hit the like button, and y'all have hit this goal that you set. Like, you have chat set this goal of 500 likes. That is on you. So it's on you to fulfill it. It's like you challenged yourself and you're getting... You guys are amazing. I love you so much. Thank you guys very much. Are they going to do it right now? Holy crap. Hey, Bree.
I mean, they've had 5.5 months.
Bree.
And then this still doesn't have to be done.
And you guys did. Oh, and Blue passed it. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Oh, you guys are amazing.
They said the sun rarely shines here.
Sun rarely shines on the front lines. Well, this also ties into that theme of what we saw in the trailer, like hear the warring factions, right? Like, this is great. Thank you guys so much for the likes, but also thank you guys just for being in here and hanging out with us. I'm so freaking hyped for 5.
Sunshine's here. Thank you guys. All right, so they're showing us the NPC you want to talk to rank up.
Okay.
And I assume that's his medal.
Yeah, I guess so. Like you
I don't know what that says.
Hey, SP, welcome.
Who would have thought? Not me.
Welcome, David. It's always sunny in Philadelphia, but not in Bozjan.
You can overcap metal before you rank up. That's awesome. That is awesome.
That way, if you're like playing with friends or whatever, and you're just kind of hanging out, especially if you like come late, like that's really more important for people who come in 4 months from now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're all level capped or whatever, and so we're just carrying them through content.
Look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
Hey, welcome, Moon Fairy.
So that's your holster for your stuff.
We don't see the elemental wheel. Oh, here's the lost
They said there will be
actions.
no elements, is what he said. Not today. He said that previously.
Okay. This looks awesome. Buffer, healer, defender, attacker, scout, debuffer, and then items.
It feels a lot like the
Phoenix down stackable right there at the bottom.
Yeah. Cool. Are they stackable outside of this, or is that something that happened only in here?
Cass, we'll have a summary, and we might even just like have also some focus videos on it. There's going to be so much information. So if you want to make sure you don't miss a video, be sure to ring the bell. It really helps us out algorithmically, but no pressure whatsoever. I'm more or less like dark pressuring you guys to go sub to Ginger Gaming Radio right now and join me for the live stream tomorrow for Xbox. I think I have that in my... I don't know. That's actually
nostalgia. I mean, for anybody that enjoyed Eureka, it looks like they're capturing a lot of the essence. For anybody that didn't, it looks like they've changed it up enough that you can ignore it. So in my mind, this is the parts of Eureka I found intriguing, and it sounds like they're getting rid of some of the areas I didn't like about Eureka.
It's leveling content mostly. You can level in this mode any other class 71 and up, so it's also kind of taking the place of what we didn't get with like a dungeon, and this is huge for me. Like one of the things that really I struggle with, and I finally gave myself permission, is to say like one of the things I like to do is put out the controller guides for everybody, because that's what a lot of people like obviously like from the content here on Work to Game, but then they're like, hey, do you want to raid, or hey, do you want to do these other things? I can now work on a controller guide. I can now work on a class or a job I haven't capped, while also not having to skip out of this content. I always felt pulled in a couple different directions. I think also for 6.0, I'm probably not going to get into the raid scene until 0.4 when I have all my jobs capped. That way I'm not sitting here feeling like I'm just getting pulled in 1,000 directions, feeling guilty that I'm not putting out controller guides, feeling like, oh, I want to go raid, or I want to go do this. So hopefully, that's one of the things that really frustrated me about Eureka. I was like, oh, I'm leveling these other jobs, and so I kind of missed the Eureka train, and then I never felt like getting on it after that. So this is this case that I can, if I don't have anything capped, I'm going to cap it through this content, if that makes sense.
All right, resistance weapons. So lost actions are only for players who enjoy the grind. You don't have to have them. Of course, there is gear that will boost your stats only inside these instances, similar to what they had in Eureka. And now they're going to talk about the resistance weapons themselves and how to upgrade them. So after you gain access to the Bozjan Southern Front, you'll also be able to start collecting items to augment your resistance weapons. You'll get a new quest with Geralt there.
Yeah.
And you can find these items both inside and outside Bozjan, which has been the big thing here, right? There are people who wanted kind of the Atma style things back, and there are people who wanted Eureka back, and we've kind of felt like those people had to fight each other, and they're saying no, like you can both do this your way. One will of course turn out to be the faster way, and it sounds like the Eureka style, like going into Bozja, will be the optimal way. But if you'd prefer to go do other stuff, or your friends want to do other stuff, or you just want to change it up because you're doing it across multiple jobs, there are other options.
Yeah. So Keel says that they run BA 3 times every Sunday, and that people are still doing Eureka. Yes. One of the things that I would have really enjoyed while I've been leveling is being able to level in Eureka. I would love to be able to sit here and say, hey, I'm tired of running the same dungeon. Maybe I'll just go level and kill mobs and get experience on my main, you know, on the class, while also leveling in Eureka. I like to try and stack up as much progress in different areas, like by doing things together. So that's just kind of where I've fallen as an adult. So it's like, when it comes down to it, if Eureka allowed me to gain XP, like I'd be doing Eureka today, because it's content I like. But this is where also when you look at it going forward, will add a lot of value to new jobs. Like I might level the new job 6.0 job through the Bozjan Frontlines, you know, just cause.
So they said there's going to be 2 different kinds of items you need to upgrade your weapon. It is not poetics, and so you'll be kind of balancing those, I assume.
Thanks, Goggles. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, I definitely need more coffee. More coffee. Yeah, Mr. Happy put out a guide on like leveling and stuff, or a guide to Eureka for 2020 for now, rare. So maybe go check out his guide and jump on in. You might have to. There might be a Discord for it. There might be something where it's like, hey, like this is when we're all going to get on and do it.
There's a community that's farmed around that.
Which is unfortunate that all we have to in games we have to rely so much on party tools to do this. It should be, it'd be nice if it was more driven in game.
But it's nice that the community has flexed in such a way that they've found the optimal tool.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, Brandon, they are making changes to monks, samurai, summoners getting a little bit of a nerf. The full details will be in the notes, but they kind of talked about how they're going to make some changes to Grease Lightning in 5.4, potency adjustments, Astrologian having MP reduction, a couple changes to how sleeve draw works, etc. So yeah, some job adjustments, but the full details and numbers and stuff like
Monk, Bard, Astro, and Summoner.
Oh, Bard's getting a damage buff.
Not Samurai.
Sorry, thank you very much. I thought earlier they said Samurai. Maybe it was a mistranslation and they fixed it.
Didn't say anything about Dancer or Machinist, but like it said minor adjustments will be announced in the, so like as long as it wasn't like a major overhaul of something, it didn't get mentioned. I think that's the better move. I think telling people all of that stuff now just gives people a chance to be upset. Mike, welcome. So I think that's the cleaner move. As much as we'd love to know now, like I don't see a time where we've covered patch notes where it's ever helped the community feel better about the game to know. And I see plenty of times where telling us has caused people to feel hurt. So just tell us when we get the content. Just put it in the patch notes. There will be a 24-hour maintenance on this patch, guys. Yeah, Summoner's getting a minor nerf. Sounds like they're going through a rework, but they're only part of the way through. All right, so they said there's a lot of effort put into the story and lore. Stories with the NPCs that participate in the front, etc. If you're a player that enjoys lore, you will most likely enjoy this content a lot. That's fascinating because they designed the content loop. It seems like based around people who want more battle content and want to grind. But then they're making like a single playthrough worth it for people that enjoy the lore. Maybe more than a single playthrough. Maybe it's like Trusts where you kind of want to enjoy it a few times to really feel like you got all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 24-hour maintenance is totally not shocking, Jonathan. It makes 100% sense.
Yeah, here's the new mount, guys. If you haven't seen this earlier, incredible stuff. And all the new subs pushed us over 58,000 subscribers here at Work to Game.
Thank you guys.
Holy crap, guys! Thank you so much.
Very rarely live when we hit a
like a milestone, yeah. Holy crap, guys! Thank you all so much for make sure you hit that sub button, baby. 58 feels crazy.
Thank you guys. This looks cool. This thing does fly as well. He just can't fly here.
No flying in this zone.
Can't fly in this zone, but this mount does fly when you're in any zone like ARR zones. Week, thank you so much for hitting that join button. Welcome as a member.
Guys, let's give Week some love. If you got any emotes at all, or if you got our Work to Game exclusive emotes, drop them in. Welcome Week to the workforce.
If any of you know anybody that works at Twitch and want to pass along a message, just tell them that we would love to reduce our subscription over there to $1 as well.
Mm-hmm.
The 24-hour maintenance will be prior to the 11th, so it'll go live on the 11th. So it'll go down on the 10th.
Yeah.
You can move through the map with Aetherites as well once you attune to them, so identical to Eureka.
I like how he jumps and spins. Oh, that's awesome.
That's funny. Look at those emotes.
Yeah. And I'm gonna have some 14 emotes or some Final Fantasy emotes and stuff like that later this year.
That's funny. In 5.4x, there will be something similar to Baldesian as well. So in 5.45, that's when we get Baldesian Arsenal. So just know that all that crazy stuff we saw, in their mind, that's not Baldesian Arsenal.
Yeah.
Welcome, David.
It's a boy. On YouTube, you can have different levels. So our membership starts at 99 cents. And then it has other tiers above that. So, with the other rewards and stuff, we'll probably be doing, we're always interested in kind of what the rewards and members could offer. One of the things I do on Ginger Prime is I have kind of a member exclusive video once a month, kind of with a kind of AMA kind of
video message.
All right. Greetings from level 5 here. Please talk about collab. Yoki Watch, okay. Holding another Yoki Watch collabs coming back.
Good. You guys have never done that. It's fun to at least dabble in. I've never mastered it, but I've enjoyed.
I wonder if they're going to expand it a little bit.
I have that man face dog or whatever from it that I have out all the time. Not all the time, but sometimes.
The fun Yokai Watch collab is coming back.
Good.
That's such an awesome. Good. I haven't finished it, so it's nice that I can kind of progress through this event. The last collab event was actually held in 2016. Really?
I didn't realize it'd been that long.
Serious? I thought they might have. Man, it's been 4 years. Holy crap! I still have my little thing.
Yeah.
We powered up the event. Okay, so they're making changes.
It's really enjoyable. My only regret is that I didn't have enough time to like really get in and finish it. Cool. First for the new Gunbreaker job.
Yeah.
But he said not new anymore, but new to them since 2016. I did not realize it'd been that long. Manjima. Yes,
yeah.
Thank you. Look at that.
That's so colorful.
Cool.
We designed the weapons at level 5.
That's awesome.
Although these are part of the collab, as a 14 player myself, I know I wouldn't use something that doesn't look cool. So we're careful to make each one look great in the world of Final Fantasy.
Cool.
Hold on to your seat. I just finished leveling Gunbreaker, Kideth, and it's incredible. Like, I love Gunbreaker. Chris and I probably need a collab on that. But we'll. I'm working on Black Mage right now, just FYI.
These are nice.
Yeah, Samurai. That is awesome.
They look good. They look good.
Mm-hmm.
I know Yokai Watch has like a big following and stuff elsewhere. It's just not It's not a game that's ever been on my radar. Or
I wonder
a
if we
thing
do get the outfits. Yeah, Red Mage.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I don't really know anything about it. I just know. I only know it from 14.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not something I ever followed outside.
Yeah, Gunbreaker, you got to make sure you're managing those your defensive cooldowns. Otherwise, it is squishy. But you do have a lot of different cooldowns that you can manage to really help mitigate.
Yeah, it's something silly. It's like a minute of cooldowns. These are pretty.
Dancer. Oh, that looks amazing.
It's beautiful.
That looks amazing. Relative to Blizzaria. I wish they would rename the spells. Like, I wish Fire 2 was Viagra. I still wish that, because it's like, it's weird that some spells have numbers. And, yeah, Fire or something like that. Yeah. It's like, to differentiate the AoE versus the single target.
What's the was there something after Aga?
It was like then there was the Jaga or something like that with the J.
I don't remember the fourth one.
But they can even they could even do it with like an 11. They did it with with that, and then they numbered those. So there was a real clear differentiation between AoE and single target.
I don't know why I didn't remember the fourth one.
Look at us.
These are cute.
Look at us. Look at us. Huh?
This is great. And Magica Tidbit, welcome. David in Cyprus. Welcome to the workforce, guys.
I don't know if this is an addition to the last collab or if this is on its own.
I think this is an addition. I think you're going to see that now. You have new weapons that you can collect.
So you can get all the old stuff and that.
Yeah. That would make the most sense, as opposed to like, sorry for the, if you weren't here for Warrior, it's like, I wasn't playing the game then. It's like, no. This is a fun event. This is a big event. It takes a lot of time. They do give you a lot of time to do it.
It's a ton of time. Yeah, it was a big window, but I just was busy.
Oh,
it's Yokai Watch. I don't really know anything about it.
It's kind of like Pokemon, but with ghosts.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, but we've had a collab with it before. So for anybody that has an older character like Brian and I, you may have a few items from it. Maybe you full cleared it. There's a lot of mini pets. Oh well, how it can be downloaded on Nintendo Switch on August 13th. So how well timed. Cool. Yeah, they say between sessions. That does not mean August 13th. Like when you're on your next break from 14. You will not be on a break from 14 on August 13th. Cool. You have all of them. Way to go. Stro, that is intense. All of them. Unbelievable.
Gather one, gather all.
I would love to see a collab with Blizzard. Specifically with 14 and WoW. Because both games do a really great job managing in-game events. And I know there's people in the community that play one specifically because it's not the other, so there's a bit of a rivalry there. But I think as the two big people in the room, and I think both games are very aware of each other. Both dungeon teams actually have worked with each other and talked behind the scenes. Both dev teams go to each other's events and go behind the scenes. So there definitely is communication there. Square Enix helps out Blizzard in Japan. So with kind of all of that stuff, so it would be really awesome to see that.
We're getting new. Are these new?
Their raids are so different than each other. It would be a blast to do a raid that was meant to kind of give a taste of the other game.
They're showing all the weapon models now for those players who are new who might not have seen these before. I was like, wait a minute, I don't really play those, so I never got those weapons. It never was a big deal.
Those are cool. I didn't play warrior back then. I played Black Mage.
Staff of the Snow Maiden.
Yeah.
まあただ数字はね今回フェイトの回数ちょっとやっぱり優しくはあそうなんですね若干ですほうほうほうほう
Cool.
増えてるからさ全部が続いて
I didn't get the Black Mage staff back then.
続いてヒーラーさん
Yeah. Oh, a Diablo crossover. I mean, we know yoshi-p loves Diablo.
Oh man, Diablo crossover would be
Yeah,
awesome.
Yokai Watch is coming back. Round 3. Fight.
But this time, as opposed to last time, they're adding in the missing weapons for the new jobs.
Yeah, this is awesome. They look beautiful. They're not items you see all the time in game.
Doom crossover, Zelda crossover. Oh man, yeah.
Oh, Zelda with new Breath of the Wild 2. That'd be well timed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean they could cross over with D4 when that comes along. Monster Hunter World is like the king of crossovers. They crush it.
Oh, and I got my Rathalos mount. Chrono Trigger would be amazing. They really need to like bring that back and finish that off as well. We never got Chrono Break.
Blizzard doesn't do big crossover outside of the Blizzard Activision family, but they do a lot of in-game events. So it's not outside of their wheelhouse. It's just not something they have a history with.
Right.
But they have such a big like in-house family, right? Like Battle.net is such a well-established ecosystem. That I think they do a lot of, it's been a lot of self-promotion.
Hey Jonathan, have you played the Trials of Mana remake? I thought they did a fantastic job, minus the fact that it didn't have multiplayer. But regardless, me and Maddie really enjoyed that game. Samurai Sword looks good. Red Mage Sword looks amazing.
I
think the Gunbreaker and the Dancer one looks the best though, personally.
The Gunbreaker one's a big shift from like what I have equipped.
Yeah.
I'm not going to equip anything. I'm not going to equip anything to my warrior that's not a hammer. So
yeah.
Sorry. I got a hammer.
It's hammer time.
I love my hammer. Man, that Dancer thing, it's so big. And that face is a lot more visual in the 14 screenshot than I pictured.
Ninja says, "Here comes my yokai burnout again." Yeah. Just pace yourself as best you can. Set reasonable goals.
I think those are supposed to be like bent. I think that's why they're square fingers.
No, I don't think there's any other hammers, Daniel, but I could be wrong.
I just have one hammer. I just have the level 78 hammer. I don't know. Maybe there's a second hammer. I've only seen the one. And that is the one I have. That's not a chakram. Now this is a chakram.
Need more pink though. Dude, a 7R crossover, that'd be awesome.
Look at this mount.
So that's the mount that exists, and if you get everything, it actually glows. So like it has a leveled up version.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's like you get the mount.
I've never seen a glow one.
Oh, really? Oh, dude, they're impressive.
Yeah, we're gonna be in like 9.0, and people are gonna be like, "How do you have a hammer?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "You didn't keep your hammer from level 78?" I like this mount too. These are mounts I don't see very often.
This is a new mount.
The yellow, the ghost one, I don't see that very often.
The ghost one, yeah, you don't see often. I have the first one. I don't have the upgraded, but this is a new mount.
Cool.
Yeah, it
I'd say,
seems
yeah,
like
this
Bozjan
looks awesome.
Frontlines is a return to the source. So there's like, I think we're gonna see kind of maybe whatever concludes with the first, and then essentially everything kind of going forward is going to be more source based, building to 6.0.
Yokai Watch is on Netflix now, depending on country. Cool. Netflix's library is enormous if you are not tied to country.
Julie and I just switched over to Disney Plus for like a month just to watch Hamilton, and wow, that was so good.
Yeah, we would like to switch to it. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So
We only do a couple of streaming services at a time, so
Yeah. It's like we
limit ourselves to 2.
pick and choose.
So we'll have to cut. I'm really enjoying HBO right now since they moved to HBO Max. So we'll cut Netflix. I would have thought HBO was on the chopping block, but I think Netflix will be the one that takes the break. The Ghost does look like a bumper car. Cool. Well, this is great.
Oh, cool, new minion. So the ones they were showing off in the images aren't gear, but they're actually minions.
Yeah, I pictured those as like a cartoony way of showing gear, but they actually look just like the drawing.
Yep.
They're big next to a Lalafell. They show a Lala because Yoshi-P plays a Lala. That's why we always see Lala of everything.
Mm-hmm.
そうね、どっちが本体かわかんない。吉原が召喚された感もある。確かに。なんならちょっとミニオン感ありますね。そうですね。すごいな。ミニオンで。
He also plays like either with his special keyboard thing, or with like he'll play with an Xbox controller sometimes.
Yeah.
でも百鬼姫も前回その吹雪姫の時も。It
looks great.
Yeah.
I dig this.
Me too, man. This is gonna be awesome. I'm really look 5.3, man. Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good couple months leading into 5.4 as well. Guys, if you are just joining us or hanging out with us and you haven't seen some of the notifications, Ginger Gaming Radio, it's a link that just kind of popped up. If you guys go check that out, we'll be covering the Xbox event tomorrow on that channel. And I had recently just Larry Czar and a comic historian, and we were talking about different things regarding kind of just the whole like delay, and then with comic historian talking about the state of raid. And it's really interesting, especially from his perspective. So if you haven't seen this podcast, you can click that link for Ginger Gaming Radio, and hopefully you guys enjoy. It is literally, I think, the feedback I've gotten on the comic historian podcast is just incredible. Lots of great discussion coming off that episode. I'm wondering if yoshi-p will announce it here, or if we'll see it tomorrow. If we don't hear any update on it, if we don't hear an update on it, I would be frustrated.
I think it's tomorrow.
He's also talking to Japan, so it's not like he's talking to an audience that's like, yeah.
I think tomorrow's the better venue.
Tomorrow is the better venue.
That's the better audience.
Yeah.
For that particular announcement. You know, talking to people who already clearly play your game on PC or PlayStation is not the place to convert people to Xbox, right? Because the exciting thing about Xbox is not the fact that I'll move my console play from PlayStation to Xbox or something like that, right? Or I'll move from playing on PC or Mac to Xbox. What's exciting is that there's this whole new wave of players who haven't felt they had a good enough PC, and they're committed to a single console, which is true of a lot of people, and that console happens to be Xbox. That's the exciting, is you get all of those new players.
Yoshi-p stands for Yoshi Potato. Oh, I love it.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, the armor looks great. The minions look great. Everything they've shown today, it just reminds me of how stunning this game is, because we haven't been playing much. I know Brian's just cranked through Gunbreaker.
Yeah, in a week, so I'm doing the guys over on Twitch. I'll include a link, I'll type it in a second, but I've been doing Monday through Thursday, 5:30 a.m. to like 8:30 a.m. And if you guys aren't able to make that and you want to help, we're trying to push for like a Twitch partnership. You can go and add us to your auto host list on that, which ends up adding it just adds a viewer even if no one's really watching it. So we were up to 85 people, and our average right now is almost to 30. and we have to get that average users to 75 as a part of their path to partner. So every auto host and everybody who can kind of just hang out, and also you'll farm up channel points, which people are using to make me do various exercises, so like curls, squats, all that kind of stuff. So you can farm up some really cool stuff for free and basically make me suffer a little bit.
So guys, this will go from August 19th until the release of patch 5.4, which will be sometime closer to the end of the year.
Yeah, so you're looking at a 3-month minimum right there.
So we've got a big long sprint on here. I assume 5.4 will be as on time as possible. They've said they've gotten back up to 95% workflow. So I assume that we'll go back to our traditional patch cycle, but we don't know. We just can't know yet because they're still working from home.
Upcoming seasonal events.
Cool. Didn't Moonfire get the...
It's dropping on the 12th. Moonfire Fairs from the 12th.
Yeah, that's what the new Aloha shirt's from, you think? That makes sense.
And the sunglasses. I think if we see both of those, choice. Oh, and there's a link for my my personal channel. If you guys haven't followed me over there, you can check that out as well. So Yokai Watch kicks off on the 19th. Now, if anything, it was just delayed because the patch wasn't ready. August 27th is the Rising event. This also is, I love the Rising. It sometimes teases what's to come in a more direct way. Yeah, the watermelon minion, it looks amazing.
Okay. We have a lot. We have a lot coming up. Is there a screenshot of this in the Discord so that when you do the summary, this schedule's worth mentioning?
I'm sure it's... Have they not taken a screenshot?
They haven't yet. Oh,
okay, there it is. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Late October to late November, the Make It Rain campaign. We should also see the Halloween one, unless that's not done as a part of this.
Yeah. Gold saucer. The gold saucer is something I always enjoy, and then I never like it. It's just this welcome distraction. It's never been something that's like a lasting thing. Like they add something to it, I do it for a bit, then I move on. So I don't know if that's what they intend for it to be. I assume so, but that's how I play it. So if you guys haven't dabbled in it, there's a lot of neat stuff in there to discover and go get lost in for like a week, and then just kind of go back to doing whatever you're doing for.
Yeah.
The Rising event with the instance fight.
Time to pretend to work while playing 14.
Yeah.
So Super Final Smash, we are still waiting on an official announcement. It's been running on the Xbox since like October last year, but nothing official. And we were just kind of discussing it. We were thinking it makes more sense for them to announce it tomorrow at the Xbox event, which we'll be covering live on Ginger Gaming Radio. But the if they don't, if there's no news that comes out of like this week regarding Xbox, I'm going to be very frustrated. Parts of the Halloween event that were planned will actually be appearing in the Gold Saucer event instead. So I guess they had to make some kind of changes there. Rip Bozjan. I could only make it if I understood it myself. I only played like once in 14. I don't know if the haunted house is still happening, guys. At least it's not on this list. The Halloween event's one of my favorite events. Halloween, Christmas, the Rising, and the Moonfire Fair. Those are the 4 that I like never miss.
ということで、はい。こんな感じで季節イベントも進んでいきますので、どうぞご期待。
We knew this was going to be a long one, coming up on 4 hours. 4 hours, over 1,100 viewers. You guys are incredible. If you're new here, we hope you hit subscribe. Over 563 likes.
You guys blew through that 500.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. 11 new members. Yeah.
We hit 58,000 subscribers today, man.
That's incredible, man. Congrats,
That's
Chris.
crazy.
I think people are hungry for
I'm really bummed that we don't get to meet and hang out with more of the community at FanFest.
Yeah.
Just because it's not every year, and so it's something that I really will miss. I get that it's not this year, and that makes sense, but the fact that now we have to wait 2 years, that kind of hurts.
Drozak and Dan, thank you guys for hitting that subscribe button. Welcome to the workforce. It's always fun to get to actually welcome somebody in, like, as it happens. Yeah, if YouTube could make like 3 or 4 more adjustments, I would happily do more streaming on the YouTube platform. We had a work to game and gather together kind of event here in the North Dallas area. How long ago? Like a year ago, before Shadowbringers, and that was a ton of fun. That was a ton of fun. Fan Festival status update. Okay. Big news, guys. Big news right now.
Now the question is EU and Japan. And what are their plans to digitally? Because unlike BlizzCon and a lot of these other conferences, it's an event that they use as a hype tool for the new expansion. So like Blizzard's already set up to do fine without BlizzCon, but like Final Fantasy without FanFest,
it's so, especially
there's all this information that I don't know where it goes.
So we've got to welcome all to the workforce. We've got Galactic, and then we also have Speed Killer, Khalid, and Irene. Welcome, guys, to the workforce. Thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button. And Bree is in North Dallas too. Yeah.
Yeah, next time it makes sense to have a get together.
When it's safe too. It's
When
like,
it's safe.
oh, it sounds like fun.
Even if places are open right now, I just don't think it's safe to encourage people to drive from all around to gather together. Like I don't think it's a good idea.
Look at us. Huh?
And Tia Carol, welcome. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. I'm gonna challenge everybody. 60K. Can we make it happen? Rocks from Mars. I love it, Rock. They did not talk about any Vieira hairstyle updates, Pulp, but I would expect that we still see that as a natural part of the patch and different things like that. That's something we might get more into the patch notes, unless it was like a dramatic overhaul, etc. So they tend to add in that kind of stuff naturally as with every patch. So, Greg, Emily, and Sophie, welcome to the workforce. Thanks for hitting that subscribe button. Oh, and Jose, welcome. No news yet on the Final Fantasy XV crossover. If we're going to see that again, I would expect it maybe next year before the expansion, but I hope so. That's up to you guys if you want to hit 600 likes. I kind of feel bad because I was like, this stream will be archived, and then I'm going to chop it up into different sections for videos for people who are most interested, and then I'll also summarize it.
Hey, look at us.
Dalgo and Jurastics and Ninja and Babaka and Funk. Welcome, guys, to the workforce. Man, all right.
They're saying the Japanese government reduced by half. Did you read that?
Whoa, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so the Japanese government wants participants to large-scale events reduced by half. So they wouldn't be able to provide the experience of FanFest because it's always been. I mean, they literally they have an actual gold saucer set up. So
yeah, it's
like
30,000 people, or something like that. Something insane. Maybe not 30,
so to cut it to half, you would have to have long wait times. You would have to clean all that golden saucer stuff. You would have to clean equipment between each user. I assume that they're saying all this to say the Japan one is now canceled, which means now EU is our last and only hope at a FanFest, which means I assume at this point they've worked out a way to do it digitally.
Yeah, you just do a
welcome
digital
Eddie,
thing.
welcome Pat. So I assume at this point they're shifting. Welcome Elijah. Yeah. 600 likes, you guys are nuts.
See if I can give out some points. I have like
sorry they put it on hold for now.
Everybody 250 points.
Wow.
So they canceled the Japanese FanFest. Scheduled for November. Japanese
schedule ways to host an event that everyone can enjoy. Yeah, it's got to be digital at this point.
Yeah, I think they have to go to digital.
While we continue to monitor, the European one is still under consideration, but that's February. So, like they'll have to make that decision sometime in the next few months.
It's probably going to get worse.
And even if it's not, like, I don't know. It just, the other thing is, so like my sister that lives in Europe, she's like, she's fine as long as she stays in country, but like leaving the country right now within the EU, it isn't that free pass to just go wherever. You can do it, but like it's a process. And as an American, since most countries don't want Americans coming in, they would worry that she was coming from America, and so she's trapped. Like she's like, we had to cancel any trip we were going to do out of country, which over there countries are so much, like it's so much easier to go country to country that's a big restriction to a lot of people's lifestyles. A lot of people, like, I mean, there are people who work and live in different countries, much more like how we handle states here in the US. Crazy. Yeah, this will stay up, Bree. We've been live for 4 hours, give or take. So, but it'll stay unlisted. So you'll have to keep this link to get to it. So copy the link and save that off somewhere if you want to watch it later. And then we can cut this up and post each section.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut this up into sections because 4 hours is a lot. You know, it's like, and people might be just wanting the job adjustments or things like that. So I'm going to try to go and cut this up into kind of those pieces, and then I'll put together a full summary for you guys. But, you know, if you got nothing to do today, you know, I'm sure that it's been a while, especially if you've been away from the game. We've got a lot of videos that you could probably catch up on, which would be amazing. So, Dominate, welcome to the workforce. Oh man, it's our pleasure, dude. I've been getting up this early, streaming it over on Twitch anyway, playing the game, leveling. So this was like, all right, I just go live 30 minutes later. This is perfect. They don't want to give up on the potential for actually hosting these events, but I don't know, man.
I mean, I get that, but setting the expectation, I would expect them all to be canceled.
It'd be neat if they were able to actually like turn around an in-game fan fest, you know? Like, guys, gather in in the zone, and they'll instance the zone, and then like yoshi-p would be in the game, and they'll be like, you know, I don't know, that'd be nuts. That might be a lot of work. Because like I know Fortnite does it, but they never really plan for live events like that within the game itself. All right, thanks, Ricat. And Record Keeper joining the level $1 a month membership. Thank you so much, Record Keeper, supporting the channel, and hopefully you enjoy your new emotes. We can't do this stuff without you guys. So
I'm working right now, Rock. I still have the stream up and still have you guys up. I'm still checking the Discord.
I've got work.
They spend a lot of money on
message
advertising,
management.
reserving locations and venues, but it's not about the money. There's so many players that have been looking forward to it. Yeah.
So they're going to do a broadcast on August the 10th around 20 p.m. Japanese
During the 24-hour
for the
maintenance.
patch notes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
So the
also-
servers will go down and then we'll find out, right? That's the timeline.
It is the meeting of work to game. We're actually covering this and like monitoring work. We have somebody needs to jump.
So right now, to tell you guys what I'm doing, in case anybody's interested, is basically I have been working in I work in and around real estate, and I've been working in a remote job that lets me kind of help process people's property tax protests, because that's something I can do from home. So I go in and I see if their stuff's valued. So I'm going in and I'm valuing properties right now. So we're just trying to see what a fair value is, because the county sometimes comes in high, and so we're trying to see if they really are being taxed on too high of a value. So that's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I would rather be playing 14, but this pays the bills, and Final Fantasy is a bill.
Yeah, it is a bill. I am paying. So not paying. It's like I am working on a full VB conversion to C# kind of .NET architecture.